Hello, everyone! Today in this lecture, I am going to explain Sonnet 114 by William Shakespeare. But if you are new to my channel, please like the video and subscribe the channel. Before I explain this sonnet, let me tell you the background of it, then you will understand it easily. This sonnet is about how love can affect the way we see things, especially how it can make someone appear more beautiful or perfect than they really are. Shakespeare wonders if his mind, which is full of thoughts about the person he loves, is being tricked by flattery, like a king being fooled by people who only tell him what he wants to hear. He asks whether his eyes are truly seeing beauty, or if love is making him imagine beauty even where it doesn't exist. He compares this to a kind of alchemy or magic, where something ugly or ordinary is turned into something angelic and sweet, like the person he loves. In the end, he admits that yes, it's probably flattery, but it's a harmless kind because it comes from love. Even if it's not completely true, the love in his eyes is what begins it all. The main theme is how love changes perception. It makes the lover see beauty, even if that beauty isn't fully real. Now let's start it line by line. Or whether doth my mind being crowned with you? Shakespeare uses a metaphor in this line. He compares his mind to a kingdom and the beloved to a monarch, a king or queen. By saying his mind is crowned with you, he imagines that the beloved has been placed at the top of his thoughts, as if she were wearing a crown and ruling over his inner world. Actually, his mind is filled and ruled by thoughts of the person he loves. The phrase being crowned with you uses the image of a crown to suggest that the beloved has been placed in the highest position in his thoughts, almost like a king or queen ruling over his mind. The word crowned here means honored, exalted, or given supreme status. Simply, it means that he tells us that his love for the person is so strong that they dominate his thoughts completely. And then says, drink up the monarch's plague, this flattery. Now he compares himself to a king who drinks in flattery, people telling him what he wants to hear. Actually, he is asking if his mind has started to believe lies because of too much praise. Drink up means to completely accept something, like drinking a whole cup. A monarch is a king or queen. A plague is a deadly disease. Shakespeare says flattery, which means saying overly nice or fake things to please. Someone is like a plague for kings, because people often lie to them with sweet words. So he is saying, maybe my mind, because it loves you so much, is like a king who hears too many fake compliments and believes them. He wonders if he is no longer thinking clearly, because he only sees good things in the person he loves, even if they might not all be true. Or whether shall I say mine eye saith true? He's now asking another question. Or should I say that my eyes are telling the truth? He wonders if what he sees in the person he loves is real and honest, not just something he imagined because of love or flattery. The phrase mine eye saith true means my eyes are seeing things truthfully. So he is confused. Maybe he's not being tricked by love or sweet words. And maybe the beauty he sees in his lover is actually real. This line shows that he is trying to decide if his deep love is making him imagine things, or if what he sees and feels is truly right, and that your love taught it this alchemy. Now he says maybe it's love that's taught his eye to see things in a magical way. Alchemy was the old idea of turning cheap metals into gold. Here it means transforming something ordinary, or even ugly, into something beautiful. So he's saying, maybe your love has taught my eyes to turn anything I look at into something beautiful, like magic. He is suggesting that love has changed how his eyes see the world, just like alchemy changes one thing into something more precious. In other words, his love for this person may have given his eyes the magical power to turn even ordinary or ugly things into something beautiful, just because of how deeply he feels. So he's asking, is it possible that my love has taught my eyes this magical ability to make everything look perfect? To make of monsters and things indigest? He continues the idea from the previous line, that love has given his eyes the magical power, like alchemy, to transform how he sees things. The phrase monsters and things indigest refers to ugly, strange, or unpleasant things. The word monsters means frightening or unnatural creatures, and indigest means things that are hard to accept, understand, or digest, in other words, disturbing or messy things. So he is saying that his love, through its magical effect, can even turn terrible or unpleasant things into something beautiful. His love is so powerful that it can change how he sees the world. Even the worst things start to look beautiful or good in his eyes, simply because love changes his vision. Such cherubims as your sweet self resemble. He goes on to say that even those ugly things now look like cherubims, which are angelic baby-like angels, because they remind him of the one he loves. The word resemble means look like. So in simple terms, it means that because of the magical power of love, even ugly or unpleasant things are transformed in his eyes into beautiful, angel-like beings. You should keep in mind that the word cherubims is an old form of cherubs, which are heavenly, childlike angels that symbolize innocence and divine beauty. The phrase your sweet self resemble means look like your sweet self. So he is saying, love makes my eyes so enchanted that even horrible things start to look like you, sweet, beautiful, and angelic. This line shows how deeply love can affect perception, making everything seem beautiful when it reminds him of the person he loves. Creating every bad a perfect best. This means that love has such a powerful effect on his eyes, and mind that it changes everything negative into something good. The word creating means turning or making, and every bad means anything that is ugly, wrong, or unpleasant. The phrase a perfect best means the most ideal or beautiful version of something. So he's saying that love transforms even the worst or most flawed things into the best, most perfect form, all because he sees the world through the eyes of love. It's like love casts a magical light that makes every flaw look flawless, simply because he is so deeply in love. And then says, as fast as objects to his beams assemble? Now Shakespeare is using a poetic comparison to describe how quickly his eyes, influenced by love, turn bad things into beautiful ones. The phrase as fast as means as quickly as, and objects to his beams assemble means things gathering quickly in the light or beams of his eye. The word beams refers to the light or gaze of the eye, almost like the rays from the sun. So he's saying, just as quickly as things come into view or are touched by light, my eyes turn them from bad to beautiful because of love's influence. In simple words, his love changes everything he sees instantly. The moment his eyes land on something, it looks perfect, just like how things become visible and warm when sunlight hits them. Oh, 'tis the first, 'tis flattery in my seeing. Here he answers the question he has been asking in the previous lines. He had been wondering whether his eyes truly see beauty everywhere because of love, or whether he is just imagining it. Now he says, oh, 'tis the first, meaning it's the first reason I mentioned, which is flattery. The phrase, 'tis flattery in my seeing, means that his eyes are being flattered, or tricked, by love into seeing everything as more beautiful than it really is. The word flattery here doesn't mean compliments from someone else, but rather a false or overly positive way of seeing things. So in this line, he admits that his love is making him see things too kindly or too beautifully. It's not the truth, but flattery caused by his feelings. And my great mind most kingly drinks it up. He says that his mind, just like a king, drinks up the flattery, meaning he accepts it gladly even if it's false. Simply, he is saying that his mind, which he calls great and kingly, eagerly accepts and enjoys this flattery, the false, overly positive way he sees things because of love. The phrase most kingly means in a royal, proud, or grand way, and drinks it up means accepts it fully or takes it in with pleasure, like someone drinking something they enjoy. So he's comparing his mind to a king who gladly and proudly believes the flattery he receives. In simple words, My mind is like a proud king that happily believes the sweet lies my eyes tell me because of love. This shows how deeply love affects not only his vision, but also his thinking, making him gladly believe in a beautiful, though not entirely truthful, world. Mine eye well knows what with his gust is agreeing. It means that his eye knows exactly what it likes or enjoys looking at. The phrase mine eye means my eye, well knows means clearly understands, and what with his gust is agreeing uses older words. Gust means taste or pleasure, and agreeing means agreeing with or matching. So this line means, my eye knows what matches its taste, what it finds pleasing or delightful. In simple words, Shakespeare is saying that his eyes are not confused. They enjoy looking at what they find beautiful, especially the person he loves, and they do it on purpose because it gives them pleasure. It shows how his love has trained his eyes to find beauty where his heart is already attached, and to his palate doth prepare the cup. Shakespeare is continuing the metaphor of tasting or drinking to describe how his eyes enjoy looking at the one he loves. Here, palate means taste, like the part of the mouth that senses flavor, and prepare the cup means to get something ready to drink. In this case, the beautiful sight his eyes enjoy. So he is saying his eye knows what it enjoys, like someone who knows their favorite flavor, and it prepares the experience, the cup, to match that taste. In other words, his eyes find what they already want to see and present it to his mind in the most enjoyable way, just like a perfect drink served to someone's liking. This shows how deeply love affects perception. His eyes are not just seeing, but serving beauty to his mind, shaped by his desire. If it be poisoned, 'tis the lesser sin. Now he is saying that even if the beauty his eyes see is not real, even if it's false or misleading like a poisoned drink, it's still a small or minor wrongdoing. The word poisoned means harmful or not true, and sin means a moral mistake or wrongdoing. So he's admitting that maybe his eyes are tricked by love. Maybe they see more beauty than is really there. But he says that believing in that illusion is not a big crime. It's a lesser sin because it comes from love, not from something evil or cruel. In simple words, he says, even if I'm wrong to see you as so perfect, it's not such a bad thing. It's just love making me see you that way. That mine eye loves it and doth first begin. Finally, Shakespeare is explaining that it's his eye, his way of seeing them, that starts everything. The word doth means does, and begin means to start something. So he's saying, my eye is the one that falls in love first. It starts the whole feeling by loving what it sees. This means that his eye sees the person he loves, finds them beautiful, and that starts the feeling of love in his heart and mind. Even if the beauty is exaggerated or not totally real, like he mentioned earlier, it's still his eye that leads the way. In simple words, he says, it all begins because my eyes love looking at you. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. But please like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.